All right, welcome back. Got my supervisor. Over the weekend, I took my truck to go get a rear end for our Model A we're working on, and it started shifting all weird, hard shifting, and then going back and forth when around 35 miles an hour, downshifting, upshifting. So I'm gonna do just a initial, I don't know, troubleshoot of, I'm gonna drain the fluid, check the filter, and hopefully the filter's dirty, and that will be easy fix. So here we go. All right, here's the pan. Basically, take off the bolts. This is a E4OD transmission. I'm gonna use a 10 millimeter for these bolts, and try to get it draining one way. I jack the truck up on one side to get it leaning one way. All right, so I got the pan off finally. Kind of made a mess, but there's the filter. Doesn't look too bad. I'm gonna replace it anyway since I'm in here. I did see in the pan some goo, but it's very minimal, and the fluid is still bright red. I think it may have been before, when I had a leak, the transmission fluid got low and it was really running like it had no transmission fluid, wasn't shifting right. Then I put fluid in, fixed the leak, put fluid in, and it's been fine. I'm starting to think that it might be an electrical issue, somewhere in the harness, or something like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this all back together. There's the inside, that's the hole where the filter plugs into. The filter doesn't bolt in, it just plugs into that with the O-ring. There's the solenoids. If those go bad, it won't shift at all. So I'm not gonna get into this. It's above my pay grade.
Alright, so apparently I don't have any more video of what I did with the transmission. So this is what happened. I go to put the pan back in, and I notice, so I set the filter in the pan, and I noticed that the pickup was like really close to the bottom of the pan, basically touching. So I'm like, I thought back to a previous truck that I had. I believe it was also a 94, but it was a F-150. Anyway, that doesn't matter. F-Series truck, and it was four-wheel drive, and it also had transmission issues. So when I bought a new filter for it, because that's the first thing that I go to, is maybe it's just not getting the fluid because the filter's plugged. I found out that the two-wheel drive and four-wheel drive versions are different. So the two-wheel drive version, the pan is shallower than the four-wheel drive. So I'm thinking, because when I bought my F-250, I had the guy I bought it from said that he had just had the transmission redone, and it had a 1,000-mile warranty, which is 1,000 miles ain't anything on a transmission rebuild, but that's neither here nor there. So I'm like, okay, maybe whoever did the transmission rebuild didn't exactly know what they were doing. So I'm like, okay, maybe this has to be the wrong filter. The pickup is too long. So what I did was, I didn't even buy another filter for some reason. Anyway, what I did was I cut notches. I cut notches in the pickup portion of it, so it would be able to still sit on the bottom and be able to suck in. I put it all back together. I was feeling good about it. I put fluid back in, and I started driving it, and it was night and day, the difference. This truck is way better. Every so often it still wants to do the downshift, upshift, but I'm kind of thinking that that's more electrical. I gotta look into it, but the RPM, my RPM gauge, when I let off the gas, goes bam, straight to 0. And when it's sitting there at idle, when I'm warming it up in the morning, it's sitting at 0. I think maybe it's having a little input on how my transmission shifts. I'm not 100%. I gotta look into it more. But for now, transmission fixed. So yeah, good things.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
So as I was pulling up the pictures of the two different styles of filter, I realized that I actually have the correct filter on there. And I apologize to whoever rebuilt the transmission. You're probably not even watching this, but I want to say sorry for that. I don't know why. So it does have the correct filter. I don't know why me taking it out, changing the fluid and all that has made it run way better, but I really didn't do anything. So in my mind, still success. Cutting those notches out on that filter helps with the flow, because that when I was looking at it, the filter pickup was sitting on the bottom of the pan. So there was like, I was looking at it, I'm like, there ain't no way that fluid is even getting through here. So I'm hoping what I did was a good thing. So far so good, but it was the correct filter. You go back and look if you want. That's what I did. So but it is running better and all that. So